Welcome back, y'all. Pokey Lambo here, and today we're starting a new series, Market Monday series, and we're going to be going over singles and sealed product that I think are worth looking at, especially during this hot market that we're in. It's kind of hard to just find and pick up, the hotter ETBs and the booster boxes at a more affordable price. So we're kind of looking at some of the more like the dark horse plays and things that are a little bit cheaper and more affordable. And we're going to start out looking at a bunch of promos because I think there's some good ones right now. And right here we have the Noctowl, and this one's actually from the Pokemon Center exclusive Stellar Crown ETB. And it's $30, and when it comes to the Pokemon Center exclusive ones, it's definitely more affordable than the other ones. And as you can see, it kind of was up here at $50, and it's dropped down to around $30. So I actually think this is a great pickup right now. So if you're able to pick one up, or you see one at your LGS, I would definitely recommend picking it up because I think the art's actually really nice, and for Noctowl, it's a fairly popular Gen 2 Pokemon. Next up, we have the Pikachu Scarlet and Violet promo, and this is another solid one with Pikachu. You have the Mouseholds and Sprigatito that I think are pretty popular, and it's only $16, but it's kind of come off its high there of $20, and it's going to go back up. And with Scarlet and Violet starting to rotate out, I definitely think it's a good time to start picking these up before most of, if not all, the Scarlet and Violet era is out of rotation. And next up, we have another Pikachu promo, and this one has all the starters from Scarlet and Violet. And I think this is another great one to pick up for the long term. Kind of topped out here at $18, so it looks like here, even on TCG Player, you can pick it up for around $10. So I think it's another great one to pick up. And right here we have our Blastoise for 151, and this one's just starting to skyrocket, and I think it'll continue to go up, and I could see it even possibly passing up the Charizard from 151. So I think right now is probably the best time you're going to get to pick it up at a more affordable price, because I could definitely see this running up to $200 to $300 with 151 going out of rotation. So definitely keep an eye out for this Blastoise, and I think it would be a great pickup right now. And another one I think that we could potentially see run back up here pretty soon is the Charizard EX from Paldean Fates. It's definitely getting overshadowed by the Mew from the set, but as you can see, it was at $300 not too long ago, and it came crashing down to around $200 and starting to climb up. But I definitely think it's one to consider. You can pick it up around $200. I think it's better than most SV era cards. So definitely one that I think is worth picking up right now. Another one I think that's super underrated is the Charizard from Obsidian Flames. It maxed out here at around 120, 125, and now it's down around $77. Looks like you can even pick it up around $60 on TCG Player. So I think it's a really good underrated Charizard right now that you could pick up at a pretty affordable price. And next up, that's kind of our uh, singles that I'd be eyeing to pick up this week. And we're getting more into the sealed product here. And I think a pretty good pickup right now would be the Mega Evolution 3-pack blister with the promo of Psyduck. And you're getting the packs here about $10 each, which isn't ideal or great. We're mainly doing that just to try to get the Psyduck here, just because it's interesting if you're able to get this Psyduck in a PSA 10. It looks like someone's trying to sell it for $300, which is pretty crazy, but you might have a grading play here, and Psyduck's one of those really popular Pokemon that I think could be worth investing into or picking these up, especially if you can find them at MSRP. So I think it's one of those products that's worth keeping an eye out for and looks like there's some listed here for $28, so not too bad of a pickup here when it comes to sealed product. And next up we have our Mega Evolution Ascended Heroes sticker collection with the Charmander. There's also the Ghastly one. Kind of just depends on which one you prefer. I'd definitely go with Charmander just because uh, Charmander I think is a lot more popular than Ghastly. You're getting the 3 packs for $10, so pretty close to what the Mega one was, except for you get the better packs in Ascended Heroes. And also the Charmander is better, and I think it's one that you could make a graded play with. And if you're into the Cosmo Hollows, there's a lot of people that are into that. So I think it's a pretty good pickup right now, especially with the promo, and it's a good long-term hold. And next up we have the Destin Rival single pack blister with the Eevee. And if you're able to find these or even just pick these up on TCG Player for $10, I think it's pretty good. You get that Eevee in there, and it's a $2 Eevee promo, and it's one that you could also pick up on its own if it's a clean copy. And this one, if you get it, and yeah, so $2. If you get it graded here, you're looking about in the PSA 10, $300. So it's a pretty good play here. So definitely one of those products that if you're able to find it or you pick up a bunch of these, it could be a good long-term play. And another one is Journey Together booster bundles are down to $36.72. It looks like you're pretty close to $35 on TCG, and I think this one's at least good if you're trying to get close to MSRP. It's worth it for that reason alone, because I do think it will do well in the long haul just because you do have the trainers and the Pokemon. So definitely can't go wrong, especially with Journey Together. If it's pretty close to MSRP, I would definitely be picking these up, and it could be a pretty good play long term, especially if we don't get a crazy amount. And we did get that reprint of the bundle, so it looks like it kind of did its job there. And I would suggest, making the plays when the opportunity's there and the prices are pretty low. And next up is Prismatic Evolutions SPCs. These are supposed to be getting a restock here pretty soon. They're starting to run up a little bit, but even at $300, I think that you could potentially be looking at getting those, but it's definitely more of a let's wait and see if there is that dip that comes from the restock. And also the ETBs were up at that $160, $180, and I think it's probably ideal to try to pick these up as soon as possible if you haven't yet. So definitely weigh your options there, because I don't know if we're going to see much of a dip. And if we do see a dip, then yeah, perfect, pick up more. So definitely keep your eyes out and, decide for yourself if you really think if it's worth investing in this. And next up, we have the Surging Sparks Elite Trainer box, and this one's significantly less than the Prismatic, but all-time high, we're up at the 115. So I definitely think it's the best ETB right now that you could be picking up, especially with it going out of rotation next year. And you can't go wrong with the Sinjikonda Magneton promo that's in there. And we're getting here into the final ones, and Paldean Fates tech sticker, I think it's probably, if you're looking to get Paldean Fates, it's kind of, too late. I feel like a lot of this stuff is just run up so high, but being able to get 3 packs for just over $10 isn't too bad. It's sealed, and I think in the long run, Paldean Fates having the Mew and the Charizard inside of their shiny, it's going to be worth a lot. So if you're still looking to get some Paldean Fates, I think this is a great pickup. So definitely recommend keeping your eye out or even just picking these up if you're really looking to invest in the Paldean Fates. And one of the last ones we got here, actually, yeah, this is the last one, is the 151 poster collection. if you don't have any 151, I think this is totally acceptable to invest into. You got the starters here, and it's 151. So if you're really looking to invest in something that's going to do good in the long run, you can't go wrong with 151. And having the Gen 1 starters is always a home run. So I don't think the boat is quite sold yet on 151, but we're definitely getting in that final stretch. So if you are looking to pick them up, I would definitely grab these before it goes extremely parabolical. Because I mean, even right now, it hasn't gone up quite yet. Whereas with the bundles, they're almost at $150. And if you do the math here, I mean, you're getting three. Um, so I mean, you're just paying over, 12, whereas with the bundles, we're almost at we're over $20. So really, you're paying the premium there. So I definitely think that 151. This is probably your last chance to get it at a reasonable price. And if you're too worried about like the size of these aren't even that big. So I think these are a great one to be holding on to, and we'll see how fast these run up. But those are my plays for the week, and hopefully you guys are able to find some product. And it's just getting crazier out there, so hopefully this helps kind of bring some attention to product that you might not be thinking about, because obviously like the booster boxes and ETBs, SBCs, and the UPCs are ideal, but they're such a high premium right now that I don't think it really makes sense to invest too heavily into those, just because I just feel like it's going to take a long time for a lot of that product to appreciate, or there are certain products that are at risk of being printed into the ground once Pokemon starts to get their printing and their distributing under control, and possibly start to see a lot of people leave the hobby or lose faith in the investing. So definitely want to protect your investment and your money. And obviously, this is not financial advice, but you should do what you think is best for you. And I'm one of those people, I love Pokemon, and I want to, well, I'm going to be here regardless of how these perform. So let me know what you guys are picking up, if there's a set that you think is worth your attention right now, especially in this super hot market. And appreciate you guys stopping by, and have a great day. Peace.